Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I will be casting this Reddit in-house game, as I so often do. I will be solo casting this time. Freedom Peace, who often plays in these in-houses, went ahead and joined Spectator, and I was like, oh, yay, someone to co-cast with. But then he was like, no, I just want to watch, so screw that guy. So, yeah, I mean, just go through, the Pixie Bands and getting a champ select. I don't really know some of these players. No, I know most of them. I just don't really know Sleepy Step or Wayne Esta 93. Is that a bug? Did he just not ban a champion? Let's see what Shreve have to say. No, Shreve, no. Oops. I love that about XSplit. Obviously, when you start a new stream, it gives you a link to wherever it's streaming to. And if you start a new recording, it gives you a local link for some reason. Like, I don't really think that's all that useful. So I always try to spam my link to everyone on my friends list. It always ends up with these local recordings. It's like, okay. So it looks like this guy does want to co-cast after all, which I am more than down for. Just pop onto the Reddit mobile. Looks like Darius is banned. Good. I hate Darius. He's a blank, blank, blank. Really not a big fan. I don't know if he's really ban worthy. It's just, it's like one of the frustrating things to me about champion balance, especially snowbally champs and a champion who snowballs as easily as Darius, who really doesn't require a whole lot of skill, is that it's like you really don't have control over your top lane if you're playing, for instance, an AD carry. And what frustrates me about Darius is it's like, oh yeah, just shut him down in lane. He's got like weak sustain. It's like, okay, but that doesn't really help me if I'm not playing top lane. So a lot of ranked games where I play against Darius, you'll just see him go like 9-0 and then just one-shot you with ult, and it's really, really, really not fun to play against. So I think his mana costs are too low on his ulti. 100 mana means that you'll get 5 ultis out of a Frozen Heart, which is like kind of just, I really think Riot's forgotten all about mana costs as a method of balancing. Let's see, can I go in here? No. Nope. All these rooms are full. Go to Sushi's. So Nautilus, I sort of feel the same way. Very low cooldowns, very low mana costs. I'm just saying how much I hate Darius and Nautilus. What's up? That's for everyone watching. That's Freedom Peace who just joined, by the way. He will be casting with me. Freedom Peace?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. How's it going? You're in Australia, right?
Huh? Yeah, I am. It's 2. I'm eating lunch right now.
Really? I'm eating lunch too. My lunch consists of a Diet Coke and rolled gold pretzels.
That's nice. I have a piece of bread. I'm too lazy.
Yeah, that's it more than anything. So anyway, you see the Nautilus being picked up by Nimino's on purple team. Have seen him play a fair amount of Nautilus, and whenever I play on his team, I feel like he's not doing a good job. And then whenever I play against him, he lands every hook, always ults me. So yeah, I don't know. I think he is a decent Nautilus jungle. I've certainly seen him carry a couple of games here and there. And we haven't yet seen the jungler picked up by Blue. I think really Nautilus' only weakness is counter jungling. But in that regard, it's sort of just like Jungle Alistair, where it's like, yeah, you can counter jungle him, and he can have 10 CS by the end of the game. But he's still going to be valuable just with the innate CC in his kit. Doesn't really need any farm at all, just a couple levels. But yeah, we shall see. It's going to be interesting to see what Pandas Go Pew Pew picks up. Bok Choy says he has the wrong runes, so if I lose lane, make him look good. So it looks like we're going to see a jungle Taric being picked up, which I've played jungle Taric on one occasion. I think that he is underrated. He has that massive armor buff thing, armor buff, armor pen, and he ganks so hard with his stun. He's gonna be completely useless against Morg mid. Absolutely useless. But who knows? You know, maybe some ganks down bot lane or something could end up being a little valuable. So we shall see. So Bok Choy just doing some hopefully friendly trash talk towards me. I love me some Bok Choy. So it looks like the final picks have been, you know, they have all been locked in. And other than summoner spell changes, you know, we might see this Taric switch out, and it could be Jungle Jax or something like that. But no, it does look like everything is kind of in its final spot right now. So just to go over the lanes, it is going to be Ashe and Janna down bot lane against a against a Vayne Lulu. Taric in the jungle for blue team against Nautilus on purple. Udyr up top against Jax, and then Morg mid against Morgana. Interesting thing about mid is that they both push so hard, Morgana and Mord. So one thing I like to do, especially against Mordekaisers who really kind of bank on the fact that the most AP mids cannot push as hard as a Mordekaiser, Morg can. And what that means is that with a nice ward placement kind of at the Wraith camp, Morgana can kind of just wait around for that Mord to go there and then just pop ulti. You'll notice Hal 9000 didn't actually pick up his flash. And pretty much what that means is that Morgana's going to get a free ulti off every single time, which is going to be huge for her. You know, really, very few AP mids can survive Morgana's damage. If she gets a full ulti off and then lands that pool with a bind, it's just so much damage, you know, on that pool. Because, I mean, you know, a damage over time like that that you can easily walk out of, it would just be so underbalanced. You know, it would be so weak if it didn't have a lot of damage to compensate. And by chaining the ulti with the pool with the bind, you can kind of maximize the full duration of that. And it's something like 400, 500 damage, you know, early game when other spells are doing about 250, sort of around level 6. So definitely significant amounts of damage on that Morgana pool. And really, I think a lot of the counterplay to that is mobility, flash or blinks or things like that, like an Ahri. But we shall see. Maybe Mord's going to be able to just out damage it. Freedom Piece, I just got your message that you're relogging. Oh, and you left Mumble. Oh, okay, you're back. How's it? How is it? How's your spectator?
Reconnecting to LoL, logging
cool.
in again.
I don't think you're going to be able to get back into spectator mode, but you can just spectate a friend and we'll be all synced up. So no worries.
Ah, right, okay. Freaking LoL. So many glitches these days.
I really wish that they would stop making new champs and skins and just focus on bug fixes, balance, client updates, things like that. But I mean, you know, really, it's like I don't think anything's missing, and I guess it's sort of like, you know, everything that can be invented has been invented. Like obviously they're eventually going to come up with a really new concept which just fits in, but I mean you have so much variance, and it's like I think a lot of the champs these days are just going to be sort of rehashes.
Yeah, they are. And a lot of the champions just overshadow the old champions.
Yeah.
Darius, you see him, he's like a completely new Garen, just better in every way.
And not only that, but poor Cho. Poor Cho. Cho with his 100 range feast versus Darius with like up to 500 range true damage ults.
I had a Darius in a ranked game and he just destroyed. He was legendary, and every time he would get a pentakill. That was 4,500 AoE damage, just 900 true damage every time.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Completely destroyed.
But no, I was talking about that, and it's like, you know, people say that his weakness is in lane, but it's like, I'm so sick of these champions who are only balanced by their weaknesses in early game in lane, because it's like, you don't have any control over the other lanes, and there should always be some counterplay in team fights. And Darius's counterplay, it's like, he's similar to Master Yi and Katarina in that he's sort of cleanup crew, but unlike Master Yi and Katarina, even if he doesn't do well, even if he's behind, he has that like AoE blitz grabby thing, and it's just like, why the hell is there this champ in league right now?
Really powerful, yeah. And the thing is, you can't really shut him down. Like there aren't many counters to it. People say that hard CC counters him, but
hard CC counters everything.
Just about everyone. Exactly. So, the only way to stop him is in lane, but even with that, his ult still has a really powerful base damage.
Yeah.
And he can pretty much snowball from mid game just by KSing you.
Yeah. And it's funny, the you know, I played a game against a Darius where we had a Kayle on our team, right? And obviously you'd think the Kayle would just shut down Darius, and it's like Kayle got some perfect ultis off where the Darius ult would just be blocked and go on cooldown. And his QWE still is like an excellent non-ulti kit.
Yeah, that's right. Just a ton of damage.
Yeah. I need to fix my my XSplit settings. So give me a second for that.
No problem. It'll probably be loading for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Nope, the game just started.
Yep. There we go. So let me just check that it's all... Yep, there we go. Good. Neither support actually picking up the utility masteries. I always like to point that out. Both teams starting at 2.3k gold. And I guess it sort of makes sense. You know, you have the... actually, wait, no, it doesn't make sense. I thought that both supports were melee, but Lulu and Jonathan, neither of them are melee. And I mean, usually, you know, I'd say if you're running someone like a Taric, an Alistar, a Blitzcrank, getting that 21 points in defense to make you a little bit more durable when you're in melee range makes a lot of sense. But when you're all ranged, it's just like, what's the point? I'm turning off all chat. Too many trolls. So it looks like you know, Legend Bok Choy went ahead, just kind of walked up mid to make sure that the enemy team wasn't sneaking into either brush for either a red or a blue invade, which does make a lot of sense. If you don't want to invade, the best place to be is right in the middle of this brush, because a lot of, you know, if you're invading and you just run through the ramps near Wraith, and they're waiting in this brush here, they can see you. And usually what you want to do on an invade attempt is to kind of sneak through mid lane into those side brushes, which give you a much better sort of angle of attack, where you're a lot stealthier right up until you're in the enemy phase. So wise of both teams to just kind of say, yeah, you know, Nautilus we really don't want to do any sort of jungle invades. We're just gonna head mid. Say, you know, hey guys, back off. So it looks like Nautilus and Taric, both of whom, you know, they're both just going to go ahead and start at their race. Taric's jungle has been slowed a little bit because Legend Bok Choy actually leashed those wolves. So he's going to be 5 seconds behind this Nautilus, but, you know, not the end of the world. Taric, I think he's going to want to max his Shatter Aura. Just gives him some nice sustain, some nice AoE burst to nuke down those camps. And of course his Dazzle, 1 point in that for the heal, for the gank ability. And then also probably going to want to go ahead and get that, you know, max that heal after he gets Dazzle. So it's going to be interesting. Nautilus and Taric both just going to go ahead and smite blue, go ahead, clear their camps. Often what you'll see is that junglers don't want to smite their camp so that they can save it for either their red or the enemy red. However, it does look like Panda's Go Pew Pew is going to go up top onto this Udyr. He is going to hit level 2. Jax is still only level 1. Not best. Ooh, wow. Interesting flash there. This could be first blood, although Bok Choy, I told him to take Ignite, and he didn't take Ignite. And, you know, Panda's Pew Pew, I think he wasted a little bit of time. He was in this brush, and he decided to instead go behind. That gave Udyr the chance to level up to level 2, get that turtle stance, which I believe did save his life. And now Taric is going to be quite behind on his jungle clear. You can see Nautilus has already got his rates, already got his golems, is going to hit level 3, whereas Taric, not quite there. Did leash a little bit of XP up top, so they're not going to be too far behind, but a little bit slower than I think where he would otherwise want. Mordekaiser, by the way, did that ward, double ward plus 13 health pots start, or whatever, which I haven't seen in quite a while.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah. It's interesting that he did that against Morgana, who's really not the strongest kind of kill potential in mid lane, although I think he did it because of that Nautilus. And a nice... He has that ward. I guess he's just not so afraid. Keeping his range, but fairly ballsy play from Hal 9000.
Right, but the pots allow him to just spam skills all day.
Ashe does get taken down very low. Vayne not deciding to flash in there for the condemn. Is taken quite low. Is taking also quite a lot of damage from creeps right now. Iloqual is not putting the shield down. The help picks. Oh, someone's going low. It is mid. I'm gonna go back and take a look at that because I was watching down bot lane. I'm very bad at watching the map when I cast, by the way. So if you want to help me out in that regard.
Okay.
Oh, Nimino's actually missing the hook, but it doesn't even matter. That OP passive of his kept the Mordekaiser in place in the Morg's shield. Sorry, in the Morg's pool. So they were able to get the kill there. Pretty OP. So that is first blood. It is going to go over to Nimino's, which is going to help him pick up that GP5 and some boots, maybe wards, pots. How much gold does he have right now? Nimino's! He's got 320 gold. He didn't pick up a ward. For shame. For shame. Wards are like core items on junglers these days, especially someone like Jungle Taric. You know, if you just see him coming, you can back off, and he's just gonna he's gonna clear camp super slow. He's not gonna be a threat late game if he farms up. So wards against the Jungle Taric make a lot of sense to me. They do spot Nimino's down bot lane on this ward. So I think he knows that, and he's going to say, damn it, back to farming for me. Mordekaiser, meanwhile, did pick up boots. Still has the 6 health pots. Oh! Actually, were you trying to say that that ward wasn't in the brush? I just realized that. This ward didn't provide vision of the brush for Hell 9000. I think that's why he died to that Nautilus game.
Yeah,
I just realized
right. That's what I was just about to say that.
Oops. So what do you want to see this game? Early, mid, dragon attempts? What do you think the general progression should be?
I'm not too sure actually. What do you think about it? I think that Taric needs to take advantage of his early game because his late game isn't all that powerful compared to a Nort.
Maybe what I'd like to see is Legend Bok Choy using that teleport for a dragon, an early dragon. Taric obviously not such a fast dragon taker. And Ashe almost certainly not going to go for Wriggles. No one really does that anymore. Hell 9000 taking a lot of damage. Good thing he has all of those health bots because he is tanking these binds to the face. Anyway, you know, really I think that the team with the stronger late game is Purple. They have that great AoE CC from Nautilus, from Morgana, from from Lulu. And then they have the huge amounts of damage from Udyr and Vayne. Someone's getting up. Oh, wow.
Oh, that was close.
Sleepy Step actually didn't put a ward down in that brush, which I think is a little bit of a mistake. Had they had a ward down, Ashe would have had vision on that Lulu. Would have been able to get that gank off more successfully.
Even then, Ashe could have flashed. She had both heal and flash up. So she could have flashed for that auto attack.
Yeah, Pandas go pew pew went into the lane, but you know Vayne had already seen her on that ward in the tri-brush and decided to just go ahead back off. Blue buff is up now, and this is pretty poor timing from Pandas go pew pew, ganking the lane furthest away from your blue buff at the time that the blue buff is respawned. Any confident jungler is going to see you bot lane and say, "Oh, free blue, don't mind if I do," which is exactly what Nimnos went ahead and did, stealing away that blue quite nicely. So Taric really just not so threatening this game. You know, he's just getting picked up on wars left and right, and other than those early game ganks with that stun, not a whole lot he can do. So he's not going to spot the fact that his blue buff is gone. He's going to say, oh gosh darn it, and just go back to slowly clearing his camps with that Shatter Aura. Did actually put 2 points into his heal, which I think is interesting. Anyway, looks like they're going to go ahead and give that blue buff over to Morgana, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a gank mid. You know, so much CC and no flash on Mordekaiser, so there's really just not a whole lot he's going to be able to do about a Nautilus gank. You saw Nautilus able to use that passive to oh wow, actually, Niminos gets the blue buff with Titan's Wrath, and that is going to be an out of mana Morgana returning the lane, a little bit pissed off that Niminos wasted her time. At any rate, you know, we might see... No, Mordekaiser has gone ahead, backed off. Gonna pick up another ward and a Hextech Revolver. Going for that kind of sustainy AP build. Makes a lot of sense. Niminos still not picking up any wards. Come on, Niminos. You're rich. You got a kill. You got first blood. Translate that into better map control. You know, he's doing a nice job of counter jungling, but he's doing it blind. And, you know, a couple wards would not only help his team avoid these Taric ganks, you know, pretty scary since he has all that targeted hard CC. Not only that, but actually a little bit of a fight going down at the top. It's going to be interesting to see who wins this trade. You know, both Udyr and Jax have some nice burst magic damage. Udyr with that Tiger stance dealing 300 magic damage, about 310 magic damage per auto attack. Sorry, on the first auto attack after Tiger stance. Jax, of course, with that Empower dealing also significant amounts of damage. I believe I missed yet another gank down bottom. Did the Ash Arrow connect? Looks like it did. It is on cooldown. And Jamal forced to use his cleanse. Lulu forced to use exhaust, and both flashes down.
A gank on top.
Oh, thanks. Ooh,
oh, and he misses the
hook. So Legend Bok Choy, it's going to be interesting to see who really wins these trades. The Empower dealing 175 magic damage, whereas Udyr's...
Ash might get a kill at bot.
Oh, thank you. Taric just turning right around and using that that stun shatter combo, much like a support to Taric would. It's sort of interesting to see these support junglers like an Alistar or a Taric. You know, they're really not. They don't have much damage, but they have a lot of hard CC, and it's, you know, they pretty much perform the same way as support Taric or a support Alistar would. They just go in, they put down that AOE, and then they just kind of, you know, run in and use hard CC on lanes, and that's all they do. It's not like a Nautilus who has, you know, a decent amount of damage and kind of more post-level 6 CC. Ooh, the Morgana binding just barely missing. Nautilus uses his dredge line and hits the wall, but I think they might be able to pick up the kill nonetheless. Hal 9000 gets taken very low, but he does have that heal. Maybe gonna get the bait off on... Ooh, wow, not quite enough. Taric gets that stun down, but it is blocked by the Morgana Black Shield, which is unfortunate because she has just no health right now, sitting at around 200 HP. However, Panda's Go Pew Pew might get a little bit baited here. Jax, however, really just not reacting to that. I think maybe either using his teleport or just running down lane would have picked up even a double kill for him, because that was a very, very long gank, and it even turned into a tower dive. So Bok Choy not really paying attention with that teleport, and I mean that's why you pick it. You know, you have lower kill potential in lane, but you've got stronger kind of global map presence. So not really a whole lot of use for Bok Choy's teleports so far, but maybe we'll see a dragon fight, something like that. He'll be able to push top and then teleport down. A little bit of a trade going on down bot. It's going to be interesting to see who exactly is winning these trades. I think the advantage is slightly in favor of... actually, no, it's completely even right now. Both of them having 2 Doran's Blades of Amp Scepter and Boots of Speed. Mordekaiser doing that Mordekaiser thing he likes to do, where he just goes and clears those camps. Taric really just sort of a non-factor in this game so far. He has showed up to some lanes, but really not as strong as Nautilus in terms of the hard CCs he's able to throw down. Not only that, but kind of weaker in terms of the amount of magic damage or, you know, just overall damage he's able to do. Panda's Pew Pew is gonna spot the fact that his buff is up, however, Nautilus is also in the area. He lands the grab. There's the stun from Taric. Nautilus not even able to pick up the snare. Ooh, Morgana's gonna come around. Gonna spot Panda's go pew pew. Panda's go pew pew. Doesn't have his flash up. This is almost certainly gonna be a kill here. Udyr's around too. There we go. That's the kill picked up. Legend Boktroy, use your teleport or something. It's too late. That is gonna be a 2-throw exchange. Really, purple team just snowballing this game. The jungle Taric just has no control versus this roaming Morg and Nautilus. Neither of them can flash up right there. Legend Boktroy is just kind of sitting in his base. Gonna go ahead and pop that teleport somewhere. Teleports over to this ward.
To the ward after it's gone.
Yay, Boktroy! I told him to get that ignite. He didn't listen. He did not listen to me. Jax did just get spotted on that ward, pops the counter-strike, and a nice binding from Sabertooth Pie. Gonna stop Legend Boktroy in his tracks, which is good because, you know, really I think Jax had a shot at taking down Morgana there. But, it's interesting that Lulu is the supportive choice for main. I didn't see if they picked Janna first, but there's not much synergy between Vayne and Lulu. You know, really, I think Lulu works best with champs like Corki or Ezreal, who have a nice AP scaling spell or two. Vayne, of course, has not a single AP scaling spell, and Lulu's help picks provides a certain amount of AP. No, it's not her help picks. It's her Whimsy.
Yes.
And it provides something like 70 AP at level 5, which is not insignificant. Taric gonna go ahead and go up top lane, but really, you know, there's not even a point of Taric's ganks.
Taric has only gotten one gank off in the whole game.
Yeah. But I mean, really, oh wow, and this could be bad for Taric. He might get spotted by Nautilus. Nimino's, one thing about Nimino's jungling is that he never leashes camps into the brush.
Kill.
Oh wow, I'm totally missing that right now. Just barely gonna survive. Taric is around, but look at the look at that. The weakest jungle gank I think I've ever seen, and he didn't even stick around to counter jungle that red. His smite was up. One thing about Nimino's jungling is that he never leashes camps into the brush, and Taric could have just smited that from over the wall and run away. So a little bit, you know, it's just I feel so bad for Nimino's. I mean, I feel bad for Panda's go pew pew. He's just not really doing anything.
Gets the stun, but
gets the stun off on Ashe or gets stunned by Ashe.
But she gets stun off on Ashe, but doesn't follow anything out of it.
Yeah. Janna looks like she's gonna go for that Heart of Gold, but wow, Nimino's. What is this ward? That Sabertooth Pie's ward. Looks like Legend Boktroy's gonna get caught out. It's gonna be a little bit of a turret dive. The ulti goes down. Legend Boktroy's in a lot of trouble right now. Lots and lots of CC, lots of damage. A nice escape with that ward, but it's not gonna be enough. Jukes out the Morg binding and gets Nimino's down to just around 200 health, but really, you know, no reaction from his team. Mordekaiser just gonna go ahead and seal away those wraiths, even though they saw Nautilus go into their jungle. So I don't know, really just no real communication. Not the best picks. That jungle Taric is just a non-factor right now. Mordekaiser's clearing camps faster than he is. You know, it looks like he's just going to either build towards an Aegis or maybe that Heart of Gold. But other than just a stun bot, you know, it's like he's level 6, 17 minutes into the game. And that's really just not what you want to see.
You did level 12, wow. It's really behind.
Yeah, Nautilus is level 10, which I think is sort of a more accurate comparison in the jungle. But, you know, Nautilus is getting those ganks off. He's still able to farm. He has double Taric CS. And as jungle Taric, unless you're able to buy a lot of wards, buy those double GP5s, buy maybe mobility boots, buy an oracles, and just run into lanes stunning them, there's nothing you can really do.
His late game isn't any good either.
Yeah. Oh wow, actually Morgana's down bot. The Vayne ulti is popped. Morgana lands a nice binding, flashes in for that that ulti on both of them. Janna didn't use her ulti, which is strange because Morgana had a little bit of a misplay and didn't actually pop her black shield on herself. So Janna had a nice avenue to kind of pop that ulti and knock her away, canceling out the effectiveness of that gank, but she didn't even use her ulti at all, ever. Even after Ashe died. You know it's trouble when your AP mid is losing in a 1v1 to the enemy jungle. That is exactly what's happening right now mid lane. Hal 9000 loses about 1100 HP.
I'm surprised Purple hasn't gone for a dragon yet.
They're so far ahead.
In such a dominant position. It's 20 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they're
20 minutes is a time team to be considering Baron.
Yeah.
They haven't even started dragon yet.
Yeah. Looks like Jamal's on bot lane is going to want to go ahead and take down that bot turret. Maybe we'll see him kind of roam mid, maybe get a dragon, then go mid, push down turrets, and that is really the start of the snowball. Morgana is going to spot the fact that that buff is there. Taric does put a ward down. He is going to be able to smite Steal away. There's no way this Morgana can outdamage the 5-9. Oh, wow, and they don't even wait for it. They just go right in there on Sabertooth Pie. Sabertooth Pie, finally, that is the damage that this team has wanted to see all game long. Legend Bok Choy. What the hell, Taric? He turned around and put the heal down. Oh, wow, and that actually...
Just when... Oh, and that Mortal...
Did that Astro hit?
First kill for blue team.
So I'm going to check that out one more time. Black Shield is down for another 5 seconds. Oh, wow, that Ashe Arch is barely missing. Oh, wait. No.
Shut down.
I don't know, my Spectre mode's glitching out. And it looks like Purple Team is going to make use of that kind of kerfuffle up top, if you will, by taking that dragon around 19 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. So I am now finally live and caught up. I don't know why Morg didn't pop another black shield. Maybe it was just barely off cooldown. Anyway, she could have maybe casted a spell over on these golems also. Throw out a dark binding for that spell vamp. Because obviously they are all melee, so they won't be able to return any damage. Legend Bok Choy is just in a lot of trouble right now up top. He can't really even sit in lane safely against Udyr, who just deals so much damage, although Udyr is deciding to fight in the middle of a minion wave, which might go in favor of Legend Bok Choy if only he had Ignite, like I said he should pick up. Instead he's just going to go ahead and flash away, and Udyr flashes in for the bear stance. Taric a little late on that flash. The heal wasn't going to do a whole lot, as that activation on Tiger Stance is going to deal around 500 magic damage, a little less than 500, about 450. Which is huge. Nautilus flashing in on the Ashe. Ashe is going to get caught out here. Janna is around. Is she going to finally pop that ulti? A nice body block on that that Nautilus dredge line saves the life of Ashe, but you can see how much damage this Nautilus is able to throw out compared to this Jungle Taric. Jungle Taric sees the Nautilus down bot lane and is going to go ahead and do some counter jungling. I think he might have got spotted out by this ward placed up top by Udyr, but really no one's reacting, so I doubt they know he's over there stealing that red. Would be interesting to see maybe Udyr start taking these red buffs. Nautilus really doesn't need it because of all the hearts you see in his kit. Whereas, you know, Udyr really benefits from it quite nicely. Peniscope Pew Pew is just going to run by this Nautilus. Inhouse lands the dredge line. Just pops a stun and runs away. Morgana very slow to react. Actually, no, I'm not talking. What am I talking about? She's not slow to react. She's killing Hal 9000 mid lane. Will they land one more binding? Lots of damage going down on Isla. Koalas. Oh, and the heal at the last second. And a nice heal from the Jungle Taric. That is the most useful thing I've seen this Taric do all game. By the way, it does look like Mordecai's going to go ahead and build that Hextech Gunblade, which is interesting. Maxing that Q instead of the... Oh, no, he did max that. Maxing that Q with a Hextech Gunblade just deals so much damage when you've got that... that Hextech Gunblade provides both AD, AP, lifesteal, and spell vamp. And if you find someone in a 1v1 and just whack them with the Mace of Spades, it deals something like 450 magic damage, which is quite good. So, you know, really, I think that cleanse picked up by Vayne is not a QSS, and you can QSS the Mortal to away, but you cannot cleanse the Mortal to away. And I think that if Blue Team has a chance, they are, you know, 9,000 gold behind. If they were to have a chance, it would mean a Vayne Ghost going to go down. Looks like Ashe is really in a lot of trouble. I love Koalas with just so much burst damage on those abilities. Thank you, Riot, for releasing just such balanced champions. I love it when supports deal as much base damage as an AP mid. I'm not bitter, don't worry. So anyway, that is going to be Ashe dying alone down bot lane. Janna had kind of been roaming around or something. Doesn't have an Oracles. Neither support, no one in the game actually picking up. Oh no, I'm wrong. I love Wallace on Lulu down bot has picked up triple GP5 and that Oracles Elixir. Gonna be clearing out all the wards down bot lane. Actually getting a fair amount of CS. Although she did just miss those two. And now Janna is gonna go ahead and put a pink ward down over at Baron. And I think now is the time for Lulu to start roaming. It looks like Ashe is going to head bot lane, and this is a perfect time for Purple to start picking up Baron. Their Vayne is mid, their Morgana's around, their lanes are pushed, the outer turrets for Blue Team are down. And really, Purple Team would benefit a lot from sending I Love Koalas up there with that Oracles. Clear out the Baron wards, clear out the surrounding area, take map control, pick up Baron, end the game. Because when you have a 9k gold advantage, you can lose it by just getting too cocky, and you know the other team will just group as 5, get a pick, get Baron, and that can be, you know, that's how a lot of games are lost. Sabertooth Pie actually getting spotted by this ward at red buff. And now, contrary to what I was saying, it looks like blue team's actually the one who's kind of grouped down bot. So now it would be a good time for purple team to kind of do that. Counter Baron. Legend Boktroy is caught out. Phage proc goes down from Udyr. And Udyr is faster with that bear stance. Ooh, Boktroy actually using his leap strike there. Niminos is around, the ulti goes down. That is for sure going to be a kill picked up. But unfortunately, Vayne and Lulu even just forced to use her ulti. I'm not sure what that was all about. And rather than picking up that Baron off of a nice pick up top, they're just going to waste a little bit of time farming 25 minutes in the game. So not really ideal team play compared to what they could be doing. They're just slowly building that CS lead. Looks like Taric forced to smite away that blue buff. But it's better than, of course, going to Niminos. And I mean, Mordekaiser really doesn't need it. Ooh. Let's go pew pew, tanking that binding. If you look at the CS, 115 and 204 on this Nautilus compared to the 011 54 CS jungle Taric. Nautilus, by the way, also picking up an Oracle, so we see 2 Oracles on purple team right now. And really, it's going to be interesting to see who they give this red buff over to. It might be Mordekaiser. Might be Jax, but no, it looks like Jax is going to just safely sit up top lane. Has that teleport up, so he can go and contest Dragon, or this red buff if he's paying attention. Lulu actually steals the red buff over away from Hell 9000. Very nicely done over there. Nice flash in, and there's the Oracles taken down by Sleepy Step right after he got it. Ashe now in a lot of trouble. A huge 500 damage crit coming out of the hands of Vayne. Ashe did have that ulti up, but didn't use it. Instead, just forced to flash away, and that 300-second cooldown flash versus the 90-second cooldown on her Ashe arrow.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Udyr pushing in mid lane. Jax still just sitting up top. Not even pushing, just deciding to freeze the lane. And you know, this late in the game, really, I don't think that's the best thing to do. Udyr doesn't care about CS right now because he's getting objectives. And objectives, you get a little bit of gold for yourself, but you also get a lot of gold for your team. So really, I think Jax should really push and help out because this 10k gold lead is just growing and growing and growing. Boktroy is doing a nice job of freezing top lane. But, you know, they don't even have any vision over here on Baron. And it's like he's just kind of sitting up there blind, just praying that they don't go for that Baron. Although they do now have a ward in this area. Spot that attempt. But Boktroy is going to have to freeze the lane for a very long time to catch up 64 CS that Udyr has. That's, you know, 10 minion waves. 300 seconds, that's 6 minutes of pure lane freezing before Jax will come anywhere close to getting the CS that Udyr has. So he's going to slightly close the gap, you know, just a little bit. Udyr is in the jungle. Might go ahead and find this Janna, but no. Go ahead and do that. He has picked up that frozen mallet. And it looks like this Udyr, you know, he's just so far ahead that he's just going to go ahead and 2v1 this Janna Jax combo. Oh no, Boktroy picks up that Morg. finding, uses his Leaf Strike to try and get away. A nice heal from this jungle Taric. Janna's gonna go down, however. The ulti not quite enough to save him. Vayne is behind. Vayne gets the Lulu ulti down. So much damage coming out of the hands of Vayne right now. Has actually picked up that Cloak and Dagger, which is an item you very rarely see. I don't really know what that's for. The Ash Arrow, Jax, but she does have plants. I guess the tenacity and the plants do stack somewhat decently. Bok Choy waiting a very long time to go in with that leap. Strike now will be in a little bit of trouble because he has no escapes. And it's going to be the kill. The ulti actually goes down on Morgana, it looks like. Oh no, it went down on Lulu, picked up the kill, but you know, really a little bit of a late reaction from Janna. So not quite able. Hal was able to pick up a double kill and had that Lulu ghost. You know, you'd rather have the ghost of Vayne, but you'll take what you can get. Taric gets the stun down. Vayne just barely out of turret range there. That could have been bad for Small Sun. Looks like they are going to go ahead, take that inhibitor, and then just back off, go for Baron. Because this Vayne with her IE is just going to be doing huge amounts of damage. Udyr with that Tiger Stance and Wriggle's Lantern is also going to deal a lot of damage to Baron with that passive attack speed buff. Going to be sitting at like 1.6 attacks per second once he gets 3 stacks of his monkey's agility. But no, instead they are just going to go ahead, back off, maybe buy some items, and then a nice Ash Arrow connects with Jamal-san. Ooh, but Sleepy Step almost going down. And I think really they didn't even know they were in that brush. They just wanted to, you know, they actually know they might have because they didn't see him pop out of the other side of this ward over at Baron. So nice play there from the Ashe. Looking at the gold values though, 2.2k on this Vayne. She is going to be able to pick up, you know, maybe a Last Whisper, or she could just go for that Phantom Dancer. She does get a little bit of attack speed from Cloak and Dagger, and they do have a fair amount of armor on the enemy team thanks to that Jungle Taric providing his entire team with a nice 30 armor bonus. I'm missing a team fight here though. Sabertooth Pie though gets taken down very quickly by that Infinity Edge Zeal Ashe, and this is the problem that Purple Team has. They didn't group up early enough, and now they're getting a little bit greedy. They're getting picked off. A nice Lulu ulti goes down on Udyr. Is going to keep him up for a very, very long time. The heal goes down from, I believe, Taric on a board, and this is a 2-for-0 exchange so far for this blue team. This could be at the beginning of a comeback. They are now 10k gold behind, but you know, you pick up a couple turrets, you pick up a Baron, and all of a sudden you've got that ball rolling in your favor. We'll see. They do have a nice minion wave up. Ashe is alive still. They have that flash up. They have that ulti up. Legend Boxer actually going to go in for that that Leaf Strike under turret. Someone was supposed to flash it over. Was that Lulu? I'm not quite sure. They're being very aggressive right now. I think really it would have made a lot more sense to just go ahead, get that turret, and then back off. Or maybe go for Baron, because now Morgana's back up. Sorry, Udyr will be up soon. Just going to go ahead, do a little bit of counter jungling, but really, you know, Wraiths do not give as much gold, XP, or value as the Baron buff or taking down a turret. So, and especially now that, you know, these super minions are pushing for Purple Team, and Purple Team is kind of in the area of Baron. Blue Team doesn't have any vision. Blue Team's blue buff is up. Janna's just trying her best to clear these wards out with the Oracle's Elixir. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of what the next fight erupts over. That was, I think, Purple Team just being a little bit too cocky, fighting it like a 3v5, 4v5, getting a pick, and then kind of flowing in one by one and just dying one after the other. It looks like Purple Team is going to go ahead and get that Baron. Jax has his teleport up. Janna's going to want to go ahead and put a ward down because this Baron is dropping and it's dropping fast. He's at 5k health right now. The ward goes down. Where's the teleport from Legend Bok Choy? He's not doing anything with it. He's running over to Baron instead of using his teleport. Baron goes down. Panda go pew pew on Taric. Gonna go down. He didn't get the smite off, which I think he had tried to. That is gonna be a 2-for-0, 3-for-0, plus Baron buff. That is gonna be probably GG here. Super minions are gonna go ahead, push into that base. Looks like they're gonna push mid and not top. You know, they might just want to follow that wave of super minions in because the AP mid and the AD carry are down for blue team, and I don't think Bok Choy and Sleepy Step can fight off that 5v2. Although it looks like they're just going to push down mid lane. I really don't know why Bok Choy didn't teleport in there. That was the decisive fight of the game. And, you know, if Purple Team won that fight, it was game. If Blue Team won that fight, they maybe had a chance of coming back. And instead he just kind of sat there clearing out those super minions. which we're slowly pushing into the base. So I really don't know. He was quite low on mana. He did use a lot of mana to clear that down, but I guess maybe he felt he just wasn't in a position to actually go ahead for that kind of team fight. At any rate, both Nexus turrets are down. Vayne is going to go ahead and just auto-attack down the Nexus. Let's Quattro actually decided going on an Udyr for some reason instead of that Vayne, who's going to off to the side. Ash Arrow goes down. It's not even going to make a difference. Vayne has popped the ulti, and it's just going to auto-attack down the Nexus. Udyr actually goes down the Nexus. So very nicely played from Purple doing a snowball out of that game. 14k in the lead at the end there. And Jungle Taric, thoughts?
He didn't have any presence early game, so
Yeah.
that pretty much made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost from that.
I think if you were to try Jungle Taric again, I'd recommend wards, oracles, and boots of mobility are really the items you want. You know, obviously picking up that GP5, but if you can't just run into lanes, stun people, and be scary, you're not going to clear fast, you're not going to do damage, and you only have one form of hard CC. You know, it's like Nautilus can have his passive, his hook, his slow, his knock-up, Blitz, or Alistair have, you know, multiple forms of hard CC. Taric just has that one slow projectile, single target stun, and they had a Morgana on the other team. So even in an ideal situation, Taric was going to be next to useless because whoever he wanted to target in a team fight, or could just put the black shield down on. So he knew that he was going to have a weak late game. He was just going to be sort of that aura bot Taric, just like a support, without much hard CC. So he didn't really exploit that early game strength as hard as he otherwise could have. I don't even think he should have ganked mid lane. He should have just been going top and bot all game long.
That's right.
But yeah. So anyway, a nice kind of snowball effect. Nimno's doing a decent job on Nautilus, really helping the game go in his favor. Didn't actually die a single time, you know, I would like to see him work on his warding. I would like to see him work on early oracles, and I would like to see him pull camps into the brush. But overall, definitely the dominant jungler in this game. Hal 9000 not picking up that flash against Morgana. Neither did Jax, in fact, and I think that really did hurt them. A lot of sort of kills where Nautilus and Morgana would just kind of CC someone to death. Because obviously tankiness and CC, you know, you might deal less damage as a Nautilus, but you can keep someone in place for longer, and that's sort of the way Nautilus and Morgana work. At any rate, nicely played. Any final thoughts, closing thoughts before I go ahead and end this recording? Wow. That's okay. So I'll just go ahead. End it on that somewhat awkward note. Actually, let me just read these messages. Cool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this recording and maybe see if we're going to get another game going here. I shall see. I think
I'm going to play in this one.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that. I'm going to critique everything you say. Everything you do, sorry. If you play Jungle Taric and don't get a single successful gank off and you're level 6, 14 minutes in, believe me, I will be trash-talking you. Anyway, good luck in the next game. Have fun. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording. VODs will be available on youtube.com/milkcast, and for those of you watching the VODs, tune in and play twitch.tv/milkcast, and it is the Reddit in-house channel. So GG, WP, well done, Purple Team.